Welcome back to the Flow Friday Sports Show. Time to check in with Caitlin Vine from the Sunraysia Netball League. Great to have you back on the line, Caitlin. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Coming off a win is always a nice feeling, so I'm up and about.
I was about to say you would be feeling good. You'd be really walking into work with a spring in your step. A big win for the Owen United girls over Merbein on the weekend. So we'll start there. Talk to us about the game.
Yeah, so had a fantastic first quarter in the A grade. Everything just seemed to mesh for the OU girls, which was a really nice feeling after having a couple of tough games. We had a shocking quarter in the second quarter, and Merbein caught up. I think there was a 7-goal difference there. Merbein sort of started to find their feet and get a bit of flow, but we had a bit of a rev up from Shani Burns, as she likes to do, at half time, and we kicked on and ended up winning by 14 goals, 12 goals, 56-44.
I don't think you were worrying too much about the score in the end. Caitlin, the Blackburn Park faithful, very, very comfortable viewing for them towards the end here, but obviously a very big result for the A grade. Talk to us about how the rest of the club got on over the weekend.
Yeah, so A grade were obviously really stoked. B grade had a really, really close game and just seemed to scrape through in the last few quarters. So they had a win by about 4 goals, which was great to see after they've had a few disappointing losses. And the rest of our club, unfortunately, didn't have any wins. Merbein are extremely strong in their juniors, which we expected. And Merbein just came away with a few more wins than us, but still a really productive and fantastic day, especially for our Indigenous round. It was fantastic to have a smoking ceremony and welcome to country just to top off the day. And then we settled in and caught up with the Merbein girls and had a good few yarns after the game. So it was a fantastic weekend all around.
Mildura making a good account of themselves, Caitlin, against Irimple. Tell us how this one went.
Yeah, so this is the battle of the top 4 here. Obviously, Wentworth are strongly on top at the moment, and us, I think we're in third spot, but we're really fighting hard against Mildura and Irimple. So Mildura beat Irimple by 1 goal, 36-35. This is a really, really interesting score. We knew that Mildura have been quite tough and quite strong, staying in that second position, and Irimple have just been chipping away slowly, so this was a really tough game, and Mildura obviously just coming up in those final seconds.
Very interesting, and we'll take a look at how Robinvale Euston got on. They hosted the Imperials, Caitlin, so lift the lid on this result for us.
Yeah, Robinvale ended up losing by 10 goals, unfortunately, 45-35 Irimple's way, which is a pretty good effort by Robinvale. They have obviously not won a game this year, but they seem to sneak up on unlikely competitors. So a great game by Robinvale, really, to only lose by 10 goals, and still a solid effort from Imperials, who I think will stick up in the top 4, maybe top 5. So a good win for them.
And the South Mildura side hosting Redcliffs. How did you think this one was going to play out?
Yeah, so we talked a bit about this last week, that Redcliffs has just fallen short a few too many times. They actually beat South Mildura last time they played each other back earlier in the season, which was a shock win for Redcliffs. But unfortunately couldn't do it this time round. South Mildura beating them 46-33. So South Mildura on the rise as well. It's going to make that sort of top 5 very, very tight in the A grade.
And that top 4, just give us a bit of an indication as to how that's looking on the ladder at the moment, Caitlin, in your grade.
So she is tight. We've got Wentworth 10 zips. They have not lost a game on 40 points. Mildura sitting comfortably in second on 36 points. Orion, we're sitting nicely in third posse on 26. Closely followed by South Mildura, also on 26. And that pushes Irimple just out of the 4, with 22 points. So very tight. Imperials follow on 20, and then we've got Redcliffe, Merbein and Robinvale following. So she's a pretty tight roster for the A grade, and I'm sure most of the other grades are quite tight at this point of the season as well.
Certainly is getting towards that business end of the season now. Orimple, you just mentioned them. It's a big weekend for them coming up, hosting your club. So you're making the trip to Henshelwood Oval, or the complex there. Tell us how you see your club faring overall.
Yeah, so I'll start with the other clubs. Merbein will host Wentworth this week, which I think it's pretty safe to say that Wentworth will make it 11 zilch and have a really comfortable win there. Wentworth's extremely strong, training 3 times a week and just unstoppable at this point, hopefully stoppable in the grand final. Redcliffe will see Romdale Euston. This will be a bit of a clash of the bottom teams this week, and I think could be anyone's game, really. This might be Romdale's chance to get a win on the board, but I think Redcliffe might just squeeze out on top. We then look at Imperials and Mildura, which is again a battle of the top 5 there, and I think Mildura will have a nice, comfortable win. South Mildura will enjoy the bye, and then it's the big guns, Imperials versus Owen United. So Imperials, as I said, just below us on the ladder there, and I think this will be definitely a tough game. Imperials have been fierce competitors and good rivals against us in the past. They always put on a fantastic show. So I think hopefully Orion will get up. We've been moving and working harder and harder, and we've got a few more back in after illnesses and things. So a nice, strong team, and hopefully we can have a good hit out. I guess looking into the rest of the club, it'll be a really tough game for all of our senior sides. But hopefully a few of our young juniors, especially our 15-2s and our 17-2s, can hopefully get some wins. Our 15-2s are just below the top 4, so we'll be cheering them on to hopefully get a couple of wins.
And you'll go into this one a bit more fresher after not having to umpire a little bit beforehand, is that right?
Yeah, yep. It's always a bit tough. Every week you get given a few jobs, and sometimes you're running straight from umpiring into gameplay or vice versa, or coaching or PCing. So it's what you do in these country clubs. You volunteer as much as you can, and you run around like a headless chook for half the day, but it's always good when you get to sit back and enjoy a few cold ones with the crew.
Absolutely. It's the joys of regional sport. Just bring us up to speed on the health of the list at the moment. Is there any big names that are struggling at all, Caitlin, or are we looking like we're entering this game with a full bill of health?
Yeah, as far as I know, we're entering this week with our full side. We had one of our fantastic shooters out last week with an illness, but she's back and stronger than ever. And we've got Kyra Nathan. She's an absolute star of the game. She's just hanging back in the wings, just making sure she's strong enough to come back in. But she'll be in without a doubt soon, and showing everyone how it's done, no doubt.
That's Caitlin Vine from Sunraysia Netball. We really appreciate your time, Caitlin. All the very best on the road this week, and we'll speak to you next week on the Flow Friday Sports Show.
Thanks so much. Go Kangas.